Hi, let us understand about base image. In the earlier example, we discussed about the from keyword where I was creating an image using the Alpine image. This was the Docker file I had used where I used the keyword from Alpine. Here, Alpine is called as the parent image, and whenever I wanted to start from the beginning, that is from the scratch, there is a keyword called scratch. And it is not an actual image where it's going to start from the beginning. Let us see a small example. Before that, let me give introduction about the Hello World C program that is available as a part of the GitHub. As a part of the Docker library within GitHub, I do have a project, Hello World. I do have a simple C program. So this is a simple C program where it is going to print this particular content saying whenever this particular C file is made as an executable, and if it is executed, it is going to print these informations as a output. So I'm going to create a base image. For that, I'm going to create a sample Docker file. Let's do that as a separate project. Let me go ahead and create a directory. Let me get into the directory. Within the directory, I'm going to create a Docker file. This time I will create the file as Docker file so that I don't need to mention the file explicitly, where D is capital letter Docker file. Here I am going to add the from keyword from scratch. There is no image available as scratch within the registry. Scratch means it's going to start from the beginning, and it is going to copy the Hello World executable into the root location of the image that I'm going to create, and it's going to execute the command hello. So I'll create an executable hello, and I'll execute the hello from the image, from the container that I'm going to create with this particular image. Now let me go ahead and download the Docker file. This particular operating system, I'm using a 64-bit operating system. So I will go ahead and download the executable directly, or otherwise I can download the C file, compile them as per the architecture of AMD 64 and then use it, or otherwise I can directly download the executable from this specific location. Here I do have the downloadable. Let me copy the downloadable link, download it over here. I do have the file. Let me give execute permission for this particular hello file. So that when it is getting added into the image and getting executed, it will get executed without the permission issue. Now I do have the executable and I do have the Docker file. Now let me go ahead and do the build from the Docker file. Docker build and tag this particular image as hello, and it's going to look into the current directory where I do have the default file Docker file. The build will happen, and all it is going to do is copy the hello executable into the root location of the image. Let me check the images available. I do have the hello image. Look into the size, it's very less as I have added only that specific executable. Now let me go ahead and execute this particular image. Docker run. After executing, remove the container, and the image that I wanted to run is hello. Yes, I am getting the output that was available within the C file as a part of the GitHub. Since I downloaded the executable directly, it is printing the messages as available within the C file. So the main takeaway from this particular session is we have built a very base image, and if I am using any other image like Alpine or Nginx, then that is called as a parent image, and this particular image we call it as a base image, where it is going to have very less size and I can include only what it is required. But at the same time, it's going to demand more setup instructions. The reason because everything needs to set up from the beginning.